Hi, how are
Hi.
you?
Hold on, where is he? Where is he?
I literally just clicked on your live just now, and then you was like, "Where's Damien?" And I was like, "I'm here." How have you been?
Oh my God. I've been good. How are
Oh,
you?
not bad, honestly. Yeah. So, how's your day been so far?
Has it changed?
Sorry?
Has it lockdown?
Oh God, honestly, I'm going back to work this week, so I'm really happy about
Oh,
that. Yeah, like okay, I'm not
oh
like
no.
really happy. Okay, that's a bit, you know. But like it's just nice because like it being at home is kind of is so like depressing. So like
Mm.
yeah, like playing with makeup is like and like catching up on like Netflix shows and like I've got like Disney Channel Plus
Yeah.
now, so like I've been using that to my advantage. But I'm going back to
Oh
work
my
this week.
God.
So yeah, how about you? How's lockdown
Yeah.
treating you so far?
It's okay. I mean, I don't mind staying home, but I think I do miss the social interactions though. Like, I think it's
Yeah,
time I go out and eat with people. I miss that part.
yeah, same.
I don't miss like having to commute into central London for work. I don't miss that at all. But
I don't miss
but yeah,
commuting to
apart from
work.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I hated commuting to work. It was so like, oh
Yeah.
God, honestly, it's a trek, right? Literally. Oh.
But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I see you've done your eye makeup. I love
Oh,
it.
thank you. Literally, I've actually so the matte eyeshadow, the red, I've had this
Yeah,
eyeshadow palette before, but the one in the middle, the shimmer, is like it's new. So I've just tried it out for the first time today,
that's
and it looks
nice.
really
I
nice.
like
So yeah,
that.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
'Cause I mean, I wouldn't normally use like glitter or anything because I would think it looks too like tacky or too much. But this is just
Oh,
perfect.
thank you. Honestly, you are a
Yeah.
natural beauty, so I can learn
Aw,
from you, honey.
too much, too much.
Oh, darling.
All right, cool. So let's start this off.
Mhm.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who are you? If I ask you who you are, what would you say?
Okay, so I'm a makeup artist.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot I can say about who I am. Um, so like, you know, my name's Damien, but my real name, like my birth name is Mardelin. So but
Well,
it's just
that is a beautiful
easier,
name.
like Damien's just easier. And so yeah, and like I do makeup and like academics was never my thing. And
Mm.
as like as as like difficult, like being a creative as it's really difficult, but honestly, when it pays off, it pays off. Like like sometimes I sit here and I'm like, why did I choose this path? But then sometimes like most of the time actually, I sit here and I'm like, this this is exactly where I need to be, you know? So
Yeah,
yes, academics was never my thing. School was never my thing, you know, got bullied. But
yeah.
yeah, like I'm just a makeup artist. I work part-time at H&M. So yeah, like
Nice.
yeah, that's basically me, there's not much to me.
Yeah. And are you London born?
Oh yes, yeah, I was born and raised in London.
Yes, London born and bred. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, a true Londoner.
Literally this like exact same house and everything.
Oh,
Yeah. How about
wow.
you, Softa?
Amazing. So I was actually born and raised in
Mm.
Germany, and I've been living here for about 15 years now in London.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I always get this like funny thing about like I'm very proud to be a Londoner, but I don't say I'm British because I feel like I'm
Yeah,
not. So
I feel you.
I feel
I
like
feel you.
well, when you're in London, you feel like you're a
Mm.
Londoner. The minute you leave London, it's like a whole different world. I'm like, I
I
don't know
know,
where I
right?
am.
Definitely. And it's so funny because like at least like my cousins in Germany and Holland, they're always like they like we say Germany and Holland as countries, right? But to them, London is its own
Yeah.
country. Like it's so different to them. Like they say in London, like as if it's the UK alone. It's so funny. But I love it
And then my relatives would ask, like, Londonல எங்க இருக்கிறீங்க? Oh, Londonல
though.
Nottinghamல இருக்கிறேன். I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes perfect.
Literally, when they're like hours apart from each other.
Oh my God, honestly.
Well,
But
literally.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like
I think yeah,
honestly,
they
I
see it as like London.
yeah. Like I'm a true Londoner, but like I think it's really nice to be like, trilingual because you can speak
Mm.
Deutsch, right? and Tamil and English. So trilingual, there you go.
Yeah.
Literally, and here's me like English and barely Tamil. You know, I'm learning from your channel then. Like,
No, but your Tamil is good though.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really don't think so. But like, I like sit
Like,
there and like, you know, when you when you say the words out on your posts, and then you say it, I hear you say it, and then you say it like syllable by syllable, and then I say it to myself syllable by syllable, and then as you say it, I say the word too, and I'm like, oh, okay,
oh
oh
no.
yeah, I'm learning, you know, literally. Oh wow, yeah.
Amazing. Nice. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna ask you this. How do you identify yourself?
Sexuality.
Like, what do you identify yourself as?
Like sexuality, right?
Yeah.
Gay. Yeah, I'm just like,
yeah.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think some people do get it. Like when they see me with makeup and stuff, they're like, "Are you trans?" Or like, "Are you like a cross dresser?" I'm just like, "No, I'm gay."
Right.
Like, I just love wearing makeup and I like guys. That's it, really.
Yeah.
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 Like, yeah, I'm not anything too complicated. You know.
Oh. And you know, I'm always curious. Like, you are out. And you're very confident, which I don't see a lot of Tamil people generally anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like, regardless of your sexual orientation, I find it takes a lot of guts and a lot of confidence to be out there and say, this is who I am. I love myself, and that's it. Like, whether you like it or not, I don't care.
Exactly.
And I find you've got the exact attitude, right? You're like, I don't care what you think of me, but this is me, right?
Literally.
And I love that. It's inspirational,
Thank you, honestly.
But yeah, how did you get to that point? Because you know, when you are a teenager or when you're a kid, right, we go through a lot of changes, like and you know, there is a lot of insecurities we have as we're growing and changing. And then obviously the change happens, and then you turn into, or not, you develop yourself and identify yourself as a certain person, as like an individual, and this is who I am, this is what I like. That process, how was that for you? I mean, I know it's a broad question, but
I mean,
feel free to answer however you like.
Okay, so let's go back in time now then. let's start from the like not the beginning, but like when things really started to escalate. So when things started to really when I started to really come into who I am as a person, it was around year 10, year 11, because around that time, once a week I was still in secondary school, but once a week I was going to Lewisham College. I don't know if you've heard of Lewisham College.
Oh,
yeah. So I used to go to Lewisham College like once a week to do a diploma in creative media, and there was like drama. You know, there's like media going on. So it's like it really brings you. It really brings out who you really are inside. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like that's why I've always loved drama. Like it just I felt so free doing it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but like so that's when I started to see, actually, I'm not very like black and white. I'm actually very colorful. Like I love colorful laces. I love colorful clothing. You know, I at this time I was really into Nicki Minaj, and like Nicki Minaj, it was at the time when she was rising, and when she was rising, she was like really like out there, like the wig, the hair, like everything she was wearing. You know, so it was like colorful, and she was like a proper advocate for the LGBT community at the time, and like I really followed in her footsteps with that. Like that's when I started wearing colorful stuff, and like I just honestly I loved it. I loved it. I was like, oh, it was so free. But like that was just the beginnings, and like everyone's like, oh, what's he wearing? You know, this, that, and the other. Obviously, there's people who loved it as well. You know, and then so I wanted to go to Lewisham College after secondary school. However, my mum and dad wanted me to go to Ravensbourne, which is a school in Bromley. And I was very against it at first. And the thing is, they just didn't want me to do drama, right? But the thing is, I
was going to ask you, like, how did you even get to the point of doing drama? Because a lot of Tamil parents won't let their kids do drama.
Like, it's so funny. Like, to this day, I cackle and I'm laughing and I'm like dead. Literally, like, so they wanted me to go there. But the thing is, when I went there, I did drama, dance, media, and then English literature. I did one
Right.
academic subject. Really? Come on. Like, like, honestly, and like, that's where like I really like exploded. Like, I always say it, like, that's the time when I exploded into gay. Like, I became gay.
Yeah.
Like, I was like wearing leggings, short shorts, wearing makeup, like literally. Oh, those days of wearing makeup is over. Honestly, the foundation, I got it from Number 7. It's like my under eye highlight color back in those days. Like,
Right,
could
right.
you imagine? That was so bad. And then like I used to fill in my eyebrows like block with black eyeliner pencil. Um,
Right,
so I've
right.
come a long way, you know. I'm still learning, but I've
Yeah.
come a long way. And like my blush used to be from here to
Mm.
there, and like, oh god.
Right, right, right.
But yeah, like
You have to go through that process, right, to
yeah,
find.
definitely, because like
Yeah.
like Number 7 was actually like my more like mid-end, like a bit more expensive than the drugstore foundation. But then I found Mac and Makeup
Right.
Forever, and I was like, okay, bye. Like I've got my stuff now. Goodbye, drugstore. See you never. Like, yeah. But like literally, that was when I really exploded into being gay. And I'm always like, me and my cousins always laugh at this because it's like that school was very like pro LGBT. Like, not everyone obviously there was, but like in a majority, that school was like pro LGBT.
Right.
And it was like amazing. And it's so funny because my parents weren't expecting that. So, literally, like, they're seeing me and I'm starting to wear makeup, and they're like, oh my god. They see me wearing leggings, they're like, oh my god. So yeah, I still laugh at that to this day. I love it because I'm like, well, that's
Yeah.
on you, girl. That's on
Yeah.
you. Like, it would have been the same if I went Lucian College, you know, just different settings,
Right, right.
you know. And I think at the
Yeah.
time I never realized that, but like now looking back to it, I find it funny because around that time, especially when they found out, like, so I never actually came out to them.
Right.
I was like I told you in Zoom, like I was actually outed by my disowned ex cousins. We don't talk about them.
No, we don't. We
Yeah,
don't.
exactly. And when they come up in conversation, we're like, who's that? But basically, they I don't know exactly which one it was. So I'm gonna say it's both of them because I've been hearing it's both of them. So both of them said what they said to my dad because I put out a video on Facebook at the time, and I was like thanking like my friends and my cousins for like accepting me and letting me be who I want to be, and like, you know, and they saw that. But the thing is, they were blocked on my Facebook. However, they used their wives' Facebooks to get onto it. Tamil people, they go to the
These cousins
extreme.
are older than you, yeah?
Sorry?
These cousins
Yeah,
are older than you? Or what? I mean,
yeah, they're older.
oh, right,
They're
okay.
much older than me. Like my dad's nephews, yeah, much older. But like honestly, Tamil people go to the extremes, man. Like really, you have to go through your wife's Facebook to find a video that you want to screenshot. It's not even a full video, but you want to screenshot and then like go, oh, your son's gay. Like, oh, honestly, I can't. Like, but whatever. So yeah, that happened. And
I mean, what was the intention? Was the intention to help you come out to your parents, or was that just like, was it actually ill-mannered, like in the sense that they were like, oh, look, your son's gay?
Yeah, it was very
Oh, right.
ill-mannered because it's kind of like, to them it's like, oh, I'm telling your dad because he deserves to know. But then it's like, there's things that happened that, you know, like they could have made things worse if it wasn't for certain people, you know, like helping to intervene. They could have definitely made things worse. But like at the time, it was such a like, and it still kind of gets to me, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's not something I'll ever get over, but now I just laugh more at it. I find more humor in the darkness. It's like, you know how people say dark humor, you know, and like I'm a very dark humored person. And like that's why like now I laugh at that because I'm like, look how much it backfired on all of you. You know, I'm still here and I'm still queer. Like, you know, so yeah. But yeah, then like my friend Elida, she was like my rock at that time. Like my cousins really helped, but like Elida definitely helped at that time because I was always with her. She's the girl I met at the at that school, and like I'm still like really close friends with her today. And like she really helped me through like a really rough time. Like I'd always like wake up and then here, like at home, and then like get ready, grab my stuff, and then just leave. And then I'll leave very early, so I have like a good hour and a bit to spend with her at her house, because her mum would leave to go to work early. So I'd come over and like we'd both do our makeup, get changed, and like get going, you know, and like dress down Friday. It, that helped me through so much. Like I sometimes I don't think people realize how much like us gays and like us LGBT people, like friends really help out so much with us. Like one of those things like, oh, I'll save like a space in my room for you to put all your stuff here because I know you don't want to leave it at home.
Oh, that is very sweet.
Yeah, you know, it's so cute, and like, you know, it's adorable. And like those like times I'll never forget. I'd always cherish, no matter how like mad I get at her, like, oh, she's always gonna be my bitch, you know. Like I always love her. But like I just love, I have so much love for the people that surround me with good energy and good vibes, and like really ally and support for our community. Because like I've never met you before like this past month, and like you're such an ally. I'm doing an Instagram live with you, like you're supporting me so much, and it's amazing. Like it's like amazing how much like some people won't give you anything, but some people will give you so much, you know. And it's those people that you keep in your like life, and you don't let the others get to you. And it's it's beautiful. And like I've got so many like allies surrounding me. Like last night I went to bed with like a proper smile on my face, because like the posting that I put up of live just like right now, like last night.
Oh no, I wonder.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Sorry, it cut out after the last minute or so. Like it was just like frozen. But I don't know if it was me or not you.
Sorry.
No, was it my screen? Was my screen frozen at all?
Yeah, I think your screen froze at one moment. I was like, hello?
Okay, it could be my network. No, sorry. Yeah, I heard the last one. Yeah,
but like, yeah, like it was amazing last night because I got
very important to have a supporting network.
Yeah, definitely. I loved it. Like, I think the support really, really helps. Yeah, like, you know, so yeah, fast forward from there, like, I went to university, and like, yeah, things went like mentally things weren't the best, but like things were like really, really good. I felt so much freedom. I found so much freedom, and like I realized that I'm not really like, I love like gay clothing and like really feminine clothing and stuff. Like I do love it, but I'm on a day-to-day basis, I'm more of a like black and white type person. Like very monotone. I'm wearing a black top and grey joggers, you know. So like very monotone. But yeah, so that's where I'm now. And like I guess with my family, if we're gonna go into my family bit, it's still not amazing, you know. Like they're starting to accept it, you know. Loads of people that like in my family now know that I do makeup and stuff, but I think now I've got to a point in my life where makeup and being gay is kind of separated, because some people look at the makeup and be like, oh, that's amazing, but still not want to acknowledge the fact that I'm gay. So now it's like, oh, it's like, you know, everywhere. So yeah, but like I'm just pushing through, you know. I'm like, I really like, when I'm at home, I would do what kind of makeup I like, and if you don't like it, then you know where the door is. But like in other people's houses, like it just depends. Like I think also I have to look after my mental health sometimes, because, and I think a lot of LGBT people have to, because it's not to say, oh, we're trying to hide our sexuality, but like when you have the majority of people uncomfortable or not willing to speak out against the homophobia, you kind of are in a gray area where you just like, I want to be who I want to be, but at the same time, I don't want to deal with the stupidity. So, you know, it's a tough line to cross. But like I'm crossing it, and you know, I wasn't able to do all of this today if I wasn't crossing the line years and years and years ago, and constantly pushing the boundaries, but like doing it in a safe way where I'm kind of like, okay, I know like if I do this, I can get away with it, you know. So, but
Mm.
like, yeah, it's all about finding the middle ground until you can like come into your own independence. Because also I'm still living under my
Mhm.
parents' roof, so it's like it's a difficult place to be in. But yeah,
Big factor, isn't it? Because if you are, claiming your true identity and you're like, this is who I am and this is what I'm going to
yeah.
do, and it matters who supports you and who doesn't, especially your own family,
Mm-hmm.
right? So my question is kind of like, what kind of advice would you give someone who is, still in, like, circumstantially still living with the parents, still in school,
Yeah.
and, they're like, I am who I am, and I am ready to. I mean, I'm accepting myself, and I want other people to accept me as well.
Mm.
But they don't have or they don't know if they have a support system. Like, do you have any advice, or any kind of words of like, yeah, wisdom to
Mm.
share with them? How they can go about it.
Yeah. I actually do, because like I think people, every single LGBT person's journey is individual, and it's like each their own, right? But like I think it's like one of those things where like you find your support system, like see who's around you,
Hmm.
even if it's one friend. That one friend can make all the difference. You know, you really don't need an army behind you supporting you. That one person can start a whole chain of reactions for the good. And it can really help. It
Hmm.
can really help you bring it into your own. But also, I think be wary of the people you choose, because some people will, and I learned this the hard way, they will be there for you, but they won't. Like they will accept you when it suits them. So they'll accept you when it
Right.
comes to like makeup or like shopping or guy advice. But when it comes to actual allies and like actual like activism, they're nowhere to be seen. So I think when you
Hmm.
choose the support system, that's what I mean, choose it carefully, because
Yeah.
you know, you just don't know the truth. You see them doing it for you, keep them close. Honestly, it will
Yeah.
change your life. And honestly, like just keep pushing through, because one day you'll be out of that position. Like one day,
Mm.
like you'll be living your life and you won't
Yeah.
have that negativity holding you back. Work towards that.
Mm.
Like get a job, get money, do like don't don't burn yourself out, but do the work to help you get out of the situation you're in now. Um, so like,
Hmm.
you know, and like do get a hobby going to get your mind off things, you know, like it there's so much you could do. You just have to find what works for you, I think. Um,
Hmm.
and like you will come to a point where even if you feel like the bullying's a lot and like the hate is too much and like it's actually getting too much, like one day it won't. You will survive it, and one day it won't.
Hmm.
One day it will be bliss,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like I'm not saying it will happen for every single person, because unfortunately that's not the case.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that we all have to keep in mind as well. Because I myself, as much as all the struggles I've gone through, I remind myself to keep myself, like remind myself of my privilege. Like I live in London, of all countries, you know. I'm not living in Jaffna, or like I'm being gay. I'm not living in India and being gay. I'm not just, not to say that they're such horrible places, but you know, it's still illegal to be gay in Sri Lanka, and in like the Middle East and Northern Africa and stuff. It's still you can still get the death penalty for being gay. So it's like I always have to remind myself of the truth. I have to keep on humbling myself, and I think everyone needs to do that, and remember to not just support yourself, but support the people who need you. Um, and
Yeah.
that's why I speak out for the BLM movement, for the Black trans lives, because Black trans lives are really like, you know, feeling it, you know, because it's like I myself, it's like a minority within a minority, because I'm brown and I'm gay. So, you know, whatever
Mm.
superior homophobic racist race thinks that, you know, like I'm like a double thing to
Yeah.
them. But to,
Yeah.
you know, like I think just like Black trans women, because I think like we feel it in our own communities too, because it's not just other communities that
Mm.
spread the homophobia, it's our own people. So I think
Yeah.
like I would also advise everyone, like like, you don't have to be out there protesting for LGBT lives or, you know, like thing, but like share stories and like really focus on your LGBT friends and be there for them, because I think especially when their family life is complete and utter shit, the love they get is everything they need. I say that too, not just like straight people, but I say it to my own community too, because like gay people, like, you know, like, as much as we are an oppressed minority, like, some of us we forget our privilege, we forget what we're actually fighting for, and we turn into like bitchy gays, like I call them, you know. Like, I think we all need to remember to humble ourselves and like be there for everyone, like, and not just the gay community, in all communities, you know. So yeah, that's really my advice for not just like LGBT youth, but like everyone. That goes for girls as well, like, you know, like, it's a massive issue with misogyny in our culture, and not just our culture, in many cultures, and we really need to fight that, you know. Like, we need to, like, young girls shouldn't be made to feel like, oh, my mum said my skin color is so, my dark mum, remember that, my dark mum told me that my skin color is too dark and crusty and I need to go and scrub it off. Like, no, that's not okay. And we need to like really focus on that as well. And just so much, there's so much we need to do. So yeah, but like small steps is the best place to start, you know. Because I'm still learning about so much. Like, you can ask me like certain terms in like LGBT terms, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm sorry. Like, I actually don't know, I'm still learning, you know. So yeah.
Amazing. No, it's amazing because as you've said, like, it's important to have the loving, you know, supportive environment, but also this is the thing, it's about standing up for one another and not just seeing, oh, this is just my problem, so that's not my problem, I have to deal with it. It's about actually taking responsibility as a community.
Definitely.
And you know, like, as a Tamil community, like, I always try to find ways to talk to, I'm just going to say, like, the mainstream heterosexual Tamil community. And, you know, I think since starting this page, I've just learned how certain people think, which I was very ignorant to. And I always live in a rosy world where I was like, yeah, everyone's the same, everyone is equal, blah, blah, blah. No, everyone is not. No, well, they are, but they're treated that way. And the number of DMs I get since starting the whole LGBT posts shocked me. And, you know, we've got a lot of toxic masculine behavior as well in our community. And that contributes to not just women, but also, you know, gay people, lesbian women, everyone else in our community as well. And unless we actually address everything together at the same time and actually say, you know what, let's actually be nice to each other. And that, I mean, this is the thing I don't understand. If someone is heterosexual, someone else being gay does not affect you in any way.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't change you.
Exactly.
So what's your problem?
Exactly.
That's my question.
Are
right?
you that threatened by us? Like, honestly,
literally,
like, it's crazy. And like, I think that's why, like, I really big up the straight people who, you know, who are allies and who do like fight for our community, because we need you guys, and like, and you guys help, like, you know, help make other people understand. And I think it's amazing how much certain people's homophobic mindsets can actually be changed. Like there have been people that I've spoken to in my life, especially at university, not to say that they're necessarily ridiculously homophobic, because those mindsets are just so ignorant that that's a them problem. But like, with the people who, not to say they can be manipulated, but like the people who are able, like, they're willing to listen to us and to see past this gay barrier and like their homophobic barrier, and like look beyond that to the person who we actually are. And like, I think so many guys I've noticed, I've been so surprised, because like a lot of comments I get is like, honestly, that I don't even see you as like a gay person. I see you like as just a normal, regular guy. Like, when you wear makeup, I like it, but it doesn't make me think he's so gay. Like, it just, I'm like, oh, it looks nice. But then like, I move on, you know, like it, like, you know, it's just, yeah, it's just.
Sorry, I had to sneeze there.
No,
I was like, let me go.
You just went off so slowly, and I was like, oh, Okay.
Let me get out of the screen.
It's fine, darling. Don't worry. But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
literally.
Yes, no, but I was listening though, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But
Like, you know, ideally in an ideal Tamil community, I mean, our community is changing, which is great. And we have to look on the bright side. The changes are happening, and as the generations go, you know, people are changing, their minds are a lot more open.
yeah,
But how can we, like, it doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is, as an individual, as a Tamil person, how can you facilitate or help educate other people around these topics? Like, is there anything that we can do as a Tamil community to help people, not just from the LGBT community, just from any other community as well, to, you know, like, do you know what I mean?
yes, I get.
I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
asking
no, I
about
100%
properly.
get you. I know, I definitely get you, because you're just asking like what I feel like everyone can do to support, not just
Yeah.
but other.
Like, specifically in the Tamil community, because I find we are a great community. There are so many toxic behaviors, mainly also because we had to leave, you know, a country, flee war, and you know, a lot of other things. A lot of our parents are dealing with a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you keep abusing, you know, the younger generations, right? Like, there has to be a time where we say, actually, no, this is not healthy. Or, you know, when I have children as well, like, how can I not be a toxic mother and say, you know, repeat what my parents did to me?
I think,
and give the child the space.
Yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from. I think the first thing I'd always say to anyone to support any community, especially if you aren't a part of that community, like for example, straight and gay people, I think listen, just listen. You don't have to say anything. Just listen to what they have to say. Listen to their story. Listen to their journey, and just support them no matter what. Like no matter what. Like it's. I think especially with parents, and I know you won't be like this, but I think parents really need to hear the fact that it's not your fault if your child is LGBT, or if your child is like you know, like other races apart from their, you know, like, or is a girl. It's not anyone's fault. It's just the way it is, and you need to accept it and move on. As long as the person, so for example, your child or your friend or your sibling or your, you know, cousin or whatever, as long as that person is not doing any harm to anyone, they should be loved either way, you know? Like,
exactly.
I really truly believe that. And like, I think a lot of parents don't realize that, like, they, you know, and a lot of parents are very ignorant. And I think to the ignorant parents who claim they're actually allies for our community, you're not. Because you telling, like, for example, gays and like the LGBT community, right? Like, you telling us that we're trying to push our agenda onto people by trying to reform education and include LGBT education, like history and stuff, because we just want people. We don't want to turn your kids gay. We don't want that. We want your kids to understand what type of world they're going to go into, because there's so many people, not just LGBT people. There's so many people out there, like disabled people, and like they get so much hate as well. Like, it's not right, and we need to educate them. And like, as parents, as teachers, we need to educate them, because what they're not learning at school, they should be learning at home. And I believe that, you know, like I took that on with my sister. Like, I was like, when she was really young, like I was like, I noticed things with her that she wasn't really coming to it. And I was like, no, this is the real world, and this is not how you have to be, but this is the real tea, and you have to be strong. And like, the person she is now, like, she's still growing, but the person she is now, I'm so proud. Like, me and my cousin, like, it's like trying to not input our agenda or what we want or anything, but it's to input like courage and strength into the youth, and like to be like, the world is like this now, make your own mind up about things. You know what's right and the smaller steps you start off with, that like So for example, just listening to your child, and like, even if you're homophobic, keep that to yourself. That's not your child's problem. That's not your child's issue. Your child cannot help being trans or gay or lesbian or asexual thing. Like, Polly, you know, like, it doesn't matter. They are here, and judgments. This is a mindset now that you have to encourage to be the best person. It's okay.
It was actually,
No,
I was like, no,
it's fine. I was like, oh, okay. No, it's fine. Don't worry. But yeah, no.
You're making a very good point.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
just listening, just the small steps, and honestly, you'll start off small, and then like a few years down the line, you'll be like, oh wow, we've come so far. You know, and I think I think to parents in particular, a child just needs their parents' love, like their friends' love and their cousins' love can go so far, but their parents are their parents, you know, and it really messes a child up when, like, you don't get that kind of like affection and love no matter who you are. So yeah.
Amazing. Oh my god, thank you so much for sharing.
No worries, thank you so much for like having me. Like, it feels amazing, because it's just like, thank you so much for sharing your platform for me to talk about these things, you know, like,
of course.
Honestly, like, I can only reach so far with my own platform, and like, to have your support, and to have not just your support but other people's support as well, and like sharing not just me but like just issues in general, like, on your platform. I think it's amazing. Like, and I think, yes, those people that send the hate are small-minded, ignorant brats, and like, yes, it can be very shocking that they like that, but if they don't want to change, that's on them, you know. They aren't going to go very far in life and have a good life and a joyous life being the way they are, you know.
And, you know, as a closing, I just want to say something, because I think it's important that, you know, young Tamil kids, for me, it's all about, you know, like the future generation, and always, you know, like, I always think like everything's online now, so that, for example, I always say, like, I use my imaginary kid that's not even born yet. And, you know, if my kid, when it's like, I don't know, when the kid is like, I don't know, 10 years old, goes online to look things up, I always feel that there should be enough information on there for my Tamil child to find enough resources on Tamil, on being Tamil. And, you know, like, the main reason why I love you so much is you're such a role model. You're such a I mean, I'm not talking about like gay kids, right? Like kids who think they're gay. I'm talking about like straight kids, all the kids in between, everyone, literally.
Hello.
It's terrible. I was so passionate, and I was talking, and it just like stopped.
And it just started buffering, and I was like, oh no.
I was like, oh god, because I was like, do I continue talking? I was like, no, there's no point. Stop. No, but I was like, you know, it's important for kids, like Tamil children, to have role models who are different. It's not just, you say, like, you know, like a lot of kids, they grow up watching Tamil movies, and the men they see in the movies are the only role models we have, and then their own fathers. That's it. And they have no one else to see. And I always see, like, there are so many amazing Tamil people out there who are different in terms of sexuality, in terms of gender, in terms of everything else, the jobs, professions they do. And you're such a unique person, honestly. You're so unique. You're so special, honestly. And, you know, I always think, like, if my kid grew up in an environment where he or she will see, oh, yeah, look at Damien. Oh, my God, I want to be like Damien. And it doesn't mean in terms of sexual orientation necessarily. It could be also, you know, like, they don't limit things by just, oh, yeah, this is gender and this is sexual orientation. They just see someone as someone, you know. And for me, it's always like, I'm very proud to be Tamil, and I always love seeing people who are out there, like, who are Tamil, and I'm like, there you go, that's Tamil. He's Tamil, you are
Yes,
Tamil. Oh my God, amazing. You know?
same. Oh my God, I love it too, and
Yeah.
it warms my heart, because it's like, I think so much for so much of my life, it's all I've ever heard is, I've never actually met an LGBT Tamil person. I've never met a gay Tamil person. I've never, you know, and it's like, in our community, it's just like, oh my God. But like, but like, honestly, I think it's amazing though, because like, it shows that there are people out there who may not know about us and have not actually encountered us, or necessarily not just gay people, but like people of different genders and sexualities and just different personalities. And they're like, wow, it's so refreshing to see. Like, even for me, I find that like, when I see girls like not being like when I see girls just being themselves, like, I love it, because I'm just like, oh, it just, oh yes, it speaks to me, like, it really does. Like, it honestly, like, it really does. And, like, it's just like, I think, like, especially when it's like, oh, forget these like barriers, like, I'm gonna get a tattoo on my waist, and what? And like, I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. Like, I love it.
Go get your tattoo.
Exactly. Do you, boo? I love it. Like, honestly. But thank you so much. So, like, I think it, like, as much as you guys say that, like, I'm a role model as well, like, I think you guys are role models as well, in every sense as well, because it's like, you guys are doing the work and helping people who are the minority, you know, not just one set of people, like, it's a whole range of people. Like, you talking about the BLM movement and stuff, and like actually making like a video post about it, and I'm like, yes, like, yes, like, talk about it, because it's like, I think we also, like, it's just like, it's like one of those things where, like you said, these boys, they see like the like Tamil movies and the way the guys act in them, and they think that's the way they need to be. No, honey, no, it's the biggest turn off in the world. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, it's the biggest, not just for me, for girls as well. Like, it's such a big turn off. It's like, I don't want, like, say I'm a girl, I don't want you as a guy to stop me from going where I'm meant to be going, to say that you fancy me, that, and you're not gonna let me go until you tell me that I'm gonna go out with you. Like, honestly, that is like rank. Like, we need to get rid of that. Like, it needs to go. And like, I don't know if I told you about this when we spoke on Zoom the other day, the other week, and like, but the thing is, a few nights ago, I was watching Savaji. Right. And oh my gosh, watching it now, I'm like, wow. No wonder. Like, wow. And it's like, I'm not to say Rajnikant's a bad person, but wow, there's some ignorant stuff in there. And then I think the one that really like made me like, it made me pause it, and I'm like, am I really watching this? Is basically, you know that song that when Shivaji turns like white and he uses Fair and Lovely and stuff to.
I knew you were going to say the song.
Yeah, the song. Right, and you know the end when that guy, like, when it's basically Rajnikant, but he's darker and he's basically got dreadlocks and like a black stereotype, and then he comes for the girl, and then this lighter guy is like, oh my God, I'm like, am I watching this? And he tells him to go away. Wow. I was like,
this is the thing. I think we watch a lot of things in media and we don't take it seriously. We think, oh, it's just comedy. They don't mean it like that. But actually, these are things that internalize in children's heads as well, right? And this is what kids watch when they grow up, and they're like, oh yeah, this is what men do. This is what women do. And yeah, let's say we get into the whole like harassing the girl, and that's like cool. And I'm like, that's illegal.
It really is. That's why when I'm like with like girls and stuff,
I mean, I shouldn't even laugh at this.
Literally, like when I'm with girls and stuff, like, especially on nights out, I become that overprotective gay best friend. Like, that's literally me. Like, I'm like, you ain't looking at my girl, you ain't touching my girl. Like, stay far away. You can't even breathe near my girls. Like, literally. But
so that's the thing, right? Like, media contributes to a lot of our thoughts and our principles in life as well, like the way we identify ourselves as well. And yeah, that's the thing. I think once we are in a place where we actually understand that that's just shit, and we shouldn't be listening to that stuff or shit. I think that's the thing. It takes it as a, how can I say, as a community, we need to change, right? Not just in terms of like gender differences, but also sexuality and everything else as well. it's all about the same thing, about you accepting everyone else and being respectful towards another person, whether you agree with their lifestyle or whether you agree with their individuality or whatever, right? Like, it doesn't matter what you think.
Literally.
As long as you respect it.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. And it's like, I think like, it's like me with homophobia. Like, I don't accept homophobia, don't get me wrong. But if someone is homophobic, I can't change that. Only they can change it.
Yeah.
But when I have an issue with that person is when they come up to me, or they go up to another gay person, or if they're racist, they go up to like people of color and like say some disgusting shit. And I'm like, that's when I have an issue, because that is actually now illegal. And it has been for a while, it still happens. But like, it's also not wanted and not needed. If you want to be small-minded, if you really want to stay there, honey. Wear it loud and proud, but don't bring it onto other people. Don't ruin our day.
Exactly.
When we're trying to go about making our own living, trying to be happy, trying to be prideful, like, and you're trying to come in and ruin it. No. You need to exit now. Like, it's not on. Literally, like, it's not on. Like, and it's like, keep it to yourself. It's like when you know, when people say, oh yeah, my mom said if I don't have anything good to say, I shouldn't say it. Like, literally stick by that. Stick by that. Stay by it. Stay mad. Literally, like.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Okay, I think if we continue, we will continue talking for like hours.
Yeah,
but let's stop it.
Wow, like, how long was it last time? 2.5 hours? Like, wow.
Oh my God. I thought it was an hour and a half. I know it was like hours.
Yeah, literally. Oh my God, but it was so nice.
But thank you so much. Let's do this again sometime again.
Yes, no, definitely. We have. Hello. I was just saying, like, there's just so much we could talk about again. So
definitely.
Again. But thank you so much.
Yeah. I think there was today what we talked about was very on a superficial level, right? There is a lot of things we can discuss in detail.
You can go deeper into, definitely. And like, yeah, let's continue doing this. Like, just because Pride Month is like about to be over doesn't mean we have to not focus on other things too.
Exactly.
So like, thank you so much for sharing your platform with me today. Like, it's amazing. Like, I love it. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, no, same. All right then, my darling. Well, I hope you have a good day.
Have a lovely day.
You too, darling. It's so sunny today.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later.